Hello, I'm DB Velocity, and this isolation session is all about the MPC One, but with a twist. Of course, all that follows easily applies to the MPC family, but I'll just refer to the One from here out, as it's what I own and is a great entry-level version that is very capable. Now, the MPC One is easily a device that can be the sole source of complete song creation and performance for drums, synth parts, and many sample layers in general, with 128 MIDI tracks total and 8 audio tracks all in standalone. It's equipped with a good library of drum kits with plenty of expansions, such as the F9 expansion, which is free for MPC One owners. So it's not a big challenge to have an isolation session with this unit. It really is aiming to do it all here already. Now, granted, the sampling side also allows for infinite possibilities of importing and creating libraries, so for this isolation session, I'm holding things back and focusing on the internal plugin synths for all sound creation, and I'll even attempt to create a basic drum kit using these soft synths and put together a very unique quick track that only uses the 3 included plugin virtual synths. And now's a good time to note that there is also a limitation in Standalone for up to 8 plugin programs total within a given project. So that is what I've got to work with here, 8 tracks. Also, for transparency of how these plugins can sound, I'll opt to not use any of the send and return effects, which actually doesn't limit me too much because the plugin synths already have good effects included within them. Now, another note about my workflow and why I'm doing this. For the past couple of decades, I've been a hardware-only guy, and briefly tried using a DAW and promptly abandoned it. And having shared that, I'm now diving into these plugins as the source material for a track. So this is a personal challenge to find some strengths in these tools. Time to explore. So plugin 1 is the bass line, and 2 is the electric, and 3 is the tube synth. So we'll start track layout in that order and go to the upper tracks for percussion, and maybe I'll reorganize, but we'll see what I get. Again, this will test some of the strengths, but also expose some weaknesses. So it's my hope that I find a strong point from all of this, and then I can explore that when I go back to working a full rig or even just allowing samples into the mix. So exploring the presets and all of the settings has given me a better idea of what these plugins can and can't do. I ended up scrolling through to grab sounds with decent transients or character that could then be used as the base for drum sounds rather than the init patch. It was kind of a shortcut, but not really, as a lot of settings were changed to suit my mix. With the basic kit made, I just pushed focus to the other sounds. Maybe in future updates we'll get the rumored drum plugin, but until then I'll just use my favorite samples and drum machines for my regular jams, and maybe someday a drum plugin can offer some unique and great results. So using the new sounds to lay out a simple rhythm here on tracks 5, 6, and 7, I've put in a bass line and some electric piano keys for chords using the chords mode, and the rest was kind of downhill. And I made a couple more sounds to fill the bottom 4 tracks as I just kept jamming at the sequence and used copy and delete editing and more part recording to build up a track that I'll now perform. And I'm sure you're all ready for some audio, but as I perform my track made from sounds that I've tweaked a bit, I will get to a sequence in the song that'll allow me to play some leads or extra layers to kind of demo just a few more preset sounds that I think pair well with this particular palette, all from plugin program number 8. I just scrolled through and saved the presets I liked under the new names so they'd be grouped together in the user folder. Okay, that was a very different style for me, and it did teach me a few things. So, let's see. My verdict, for the most part, is that I'll lean toward using the plugins for some decorations with a song, and the tube synth does give me plenty of parameters to sculpt from. I think it overall sounds pretty good, and while it doesn't have the full headroom of my analog gear, it can definitely contribute to a mix. The electric is quite awesome sounding, and one style instrument I haven't really tapped in my music before, and this is a good one, at least to my ears, so I can begin using it if the song calls for it. And it does have other presets, but for the most part, it's going to give you electric piano and do it to taste. The bass line is quite good, and it too will do nice in a pinch and can be flexible as well, yet I'll probably not use it unless I'm on a trip with my MPC alone and need to lay down some parts that I'll later assign to my outboard synths. So that's all I can think to say here today, and thank you for watching. And again, if any of this was helpful, please give me that thumbs up so I know whether I'm helping you, and comments are always welcome and encouraged. I'm DB Velocity. Take care.